So today we're going to dive into a really powerful case study. And no, it's not some fairy tale romance. It's about the real nitty-gritty mechanics of a long-term partnership when it gets put to the ultimate test. It's a story all about trust, conflict, and what commitment really looks like after a quarter of a century.
But before we get into the story, let's just get on the same page. We're not talking about an Instagram marriage here. You know, the curated, perfect sunsets and flawless photos. No, we're talking about a real marriage. The kind where, yeah, you argue about the thermostat, but you still instinctively hold hands at the grocery store. It's not about effortless romance. It's about choosing to show up day in and day out.
And this story is about a couple whose love is really shown in all those small, consistent acts. It's a love built on this solid foundation of a shared life, and it's all perfectly captured in a single moment with a new dress and a simple compliment that just says everything.
To celebrate this foundation, the wife planned the perfect 25th anniversary party. I mean, every detail was a tribute to their life together. 3 months of planning, 60 guests, a slideshow that took 2 weeks to edit. This wasn't just a party, it was basically a monument to the life they had built.
So when she showed her husband her new dress, he didn't just say, "You look nice." He said, "This." And that wasn't just some sweet line. It was a powerful affirmation. It told her, and really everyone, that after all those years, that connection was just as strong as it was on day one. But as we all know, pretty much every family has a wild card, right? That one variable you just can't control. And in this family, his name is Uncle Dean. This, right here, is where the perfect party takes a very, very sharp turn.
So who is Uncle Dean? Well, he's the guy who'll tell a priest his sermon needs tighter pacing. He's the one who calls a bride's vows a bit generic. He is, for all intents and purposes, the family grenade, just waiting for the pin to be pulled. And on this particular night, he decided to pull it himself.
Okay, so picture this. A slideshow of happy memories is playing. You know, the wedding, the kids, all the vacations, everyone's feeling the love. And that is when the perfect party gets hijacked. Dean doesn't wait to be invited. He just seizes the moment. And the microphone.
In front of 60 of their closest friends and family, Dean lobs his first bomb. He brings up some woman from the past, Lisa, and calls her something special. I mean, that's a direct hit aimed right at the heart of their origin story. And you can just imagine, the room went completely silent. And he doesn't stop there. Oh no, he follows it up with a second, even more personal attack. He twists this private old comment into a public weapon. See, he wasn't just trying to rewrite their history, he was trying to poison it right then and there, suggesting their whole marriage was built on regret. So as 60 people are just holding their breath, watching this 25-year foundation start to crack, an unlikely hero emerges. Just when it seemed like the damage was done, the family matriarch decided to step in. The grandmother. She's 82 years old, stands all of 4 feet 11 inches tall, and she just walks right to the front, takes the microphone from Dean's hand like it's a toy from a toddler, and boom, she takes complete control of the room. The surgical precision here is just incredible. With just 5 little words, she does 2 things absolutely masterfully. First, she just neutralizes the threat by giving a boring update on Lisa. And second, she reestablishes order by telling Dean to sit down. And just like that, the public drama is completely over. Honestly, this is a masterclass in conflict resolution. Grandma's method is beautifully simple. You seize control, you state the facts, and you issue the command. She shuts down the entire public crisis in less than 10 seconds. It just proves that sometimes the best defense is a swift, decisive offense.
But here's the thing, defending the marriage in public is one thing. Reaffirming it in private, that is the real work. The show is over, but the quiet, crucial conversation was just about to begin.
So the huge explosion of the party just collapses into this incredibly tense, private silence. This is where the real damage could actually set in, you know? Where that little seed of doubt that Dean planted could really start to take root. Every single second of that quiet car ride was just filled with the unspoken question.
And finally, his wife asks it. The one question that Dean's grenade was specifically designed to detonate. Do you regret it? It's a question that's about the past, sure, but it's really all about the future of their relationship. His response is just so powerful. He doesn't offer a simple denial or an apology for something he said decades ago. Instead, he defines what commitment actually is. He frames it not as a fleeting feeling, but as a deliberate action, a choice he made every single day for over 9,000 days. His evidence isn't an old emotion, it's the entire life they've built together. So with that trust reaffirmed and their foundation totally secure, the only thing left to do was to settle the bill for all that emotional damage. And that brings us to the final act of this story.
Now this isn't about materialism. After he reaffirms his commitment, she makes this request. The new kitchen, it becomes this tangible, symbolic repair. It's a way to physically pave over the crack that Dean tried to create, turning a moment of awful conflict into a project of creation.
And that repair? Well, it came with a very specific price tag. He paid $28,000 for the damage caused by a scandal he didn't even start. That's a pretty steep price for your brother's complete lack of a filter. But, you know, perspective is everything. While 28 grand is definitely a lot of money, it is so much cheaper and so much smarter than the alternative. You could say it was an investment in the next 25 years. And while the marriage itself was repaired, some consequences are lasting. When Uncle Dean finally texted to see if things were okay, the father's response was cold, it was clear, and it was perfectly fair. Forgiveness, unlike the new kitchen, is not on the table yet. So what does this all teach us? I think this story shows it takes a lot more than 90 seconds of doubt to undo 25 years of showing up. Trust, when it's built daily, is incredibly resilient. But it does leave us with a final thought to chew on. How do we balance the amazing strength of long-term commitment with the harsh reality that it can be threatened in a single careless moment?